EFT tapping myth number one. Tapping is just a self-help tool. Hey, my name is Sebastiaan. I'm a former social anxiety disorder sufferer. I used EFT tapping to overcome my social anxiety, and I talk a lot about this at great length until it probably bores you to death. And I started releasing videos about tapping in 2009. If you look at my YouTube channel, my first video was from 2009. And so then I've been coaching for, we'll do the math. You know, what day is it today? What year is it today? That's how long I've been doing it. I was coaching for about a year before I released my first video. So long time. And throughout this time, I've discovered a lot of misconceptions that people have about tapping. And a lot of misconceptions I used to have about it. And they really hinder your progress, or they can hinder your progress. And today I'm going to talk about the first one. And that first one was also the first one I had myself. And that is that EFT tapping is just a self-help tool. So I discovered tapping in, 2006, something like that. And it was taught by this guy, and he said it works. It often works where nothing else works. What you do is you tap on these points of your body, you tune into negative emotions and memories and beliefs, and they start to release. And that's it. And I'm like, wow. So I started Googling, and eventually I found the main website, and I downloaded their free EFT manual. And I read through it. It was like 80 pages. And I'm like, wow, that's fantastic. I know kind of what to do now, more or less. And then I saw that there were EFT practitioners, tapping practitioners. And that there were tapping courses that you could do, level 1, 2, 3, advanced, specified tapping. I'm like, you've already given me everything. Why the hell would I go to a workshop? I don't understand. Well, what I thought was that it was simply a self-help technique, and that you just, you tap on these points and you focus on emotion, and then the emotion goes, and that should be it, right? There's nothing more to it. What else are you gonna teach me? Well, a lot. Actually, tapping in and of itself is just a technique. It's not a whole approach specifically to overcome a particular issue. And for some issues, like social anxiety, that are pretty complex, there's a lot of layers to the onion. You need to know how to apply the tapping in the right way to the problem of social anxiety. You need to know how to address the resistance that is there. You need to work with, specific past memories. You need to know what beliefs are in the way, and so on and so forth. And some of that is fairly obvious, and you can actually do quite a lot by yourself. But some of it is really difficult to figure out by yourself. And so you will plateau at some point, and you can't get further. Well, in that case, you're gonna need some extra help. And that help might be in the form of a practitioner. And I just read on a website some EFT person who said, well, there's not a single person who taps who wouldn't benefit from a guided session from an EFT or tapping expert. And I completely agree. It's definitely recommended, because a person who's a practitioner can see from the outside what you cannot see yourself. There's such a thing as subconscious blind spots. Well, they're subconscious, right? And they're your blind spots. You can't see them, but other people can spot them. And so a practitioner can see that. It's obvious to them. I'm a practitioner myself. I can see that in my clients, obviously. Not correct English, but let me go. and so that person can then help you through it. So it's not just a self-help technique. It's fantastic. It's incredible. But sometimes there's a lot more necessary than just self-help. My mentor, Dr. David Lake, is a psychotherapist and a tapping expert. Well, he's a psychotherapist. He's actually retired, or semi-retired. He's been a psychotherapist for over 3 decades, and he's been tapping since 1998. So he has a lot of experience, and he's also a person that a lot of people would go to when they wouldn't get any results with their clients. So he would also be a therapist to therapists. And he said to me, Seb, tapping is a technique. You can do a lot with techniques alone, but certain things just require outside help. You know, he says some things require therapy and not just techniques. And so he recommends that you work, and I recommend that as well, that you work with a practitioner who does tapping or some other form of energy psychology. So that's it. So it is a self-help technique. It is incredibly powerful. You can do a lot with it, but when you really get stuck, you know, that's not a clue that it doesn't work, or it doesn't work for this, or it doesn't work for you. No, it's a clue that you need a different approach. You need some outside help. Okay? So I hope that's helpful. This was the first myth buster. And this is Sebastiaan from socialanxietysolutions.com. Talk to you very soon. Bye for now.